Yeah, it's bad. It's really, 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 really bad. Like, it's worse than you can imagine. Like, you probably expect it to be bad, but it's even worse than you can imagine it to be. It really is that awful. I'm gonna get into some spoilers in case you, but not that it matters because it's literally as bad as it gets. The thing is with this movie, when it first came out and the trailers and everything, I thought for some reason, which kind of makes sense actually, I thought that it was a normal horror movie, but with where it's people going to somewhere in the woods and there's crazy people with masks on. I thought it was them, but dressed up with Winnie the Pooh character's mask. But no, if you think that you are wrong, like I was. It actually is Winnie the Pooh and Piglet in this movie. But the thing is, they look exactly how I thought it was. It actually does look like just some people wearing the mask. And they don't talk either. And Winnie and Piglet don't say a single word in the movie, and they just look like people wearing the mask. But no, it actually is supposed to be Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, and Christopher Robin is in this movie as well. It's like one of those movies where they just kind of get something that's good and they make it into the worst movie of all time. Like Son of the Mask, for example, or Dumb and Dumber. There's a Dumb and Dumber movie without Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels. Did you know that existed? I'd be very surprised if you do, but yes, it does. These are some of the worst movies of all time. Pretty much this Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, whatever the hell it's called, pretty much this is that version of that, but Winnie the Pooh. Even Dragon Ball Evolution and Last Airbender, So Bad You Can Count. It's like they pretty much get the things you like and put it into the worst movie ever. This is the Winnie the Pooh version of that. So yeah, I'm going to be explaining a couple of scenes that I just had to talk about, just how bad it was. It truly is as worse than you can imagine. So the first scene is they kind of explain what's happening and what's going on. So Christopher Robin left to go to college to become a doctor, and then years later which is now, he comes back to find Winnie the Pooh and the gang. But because he's gone, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, they kill all the other characters we know and love, which is already unforgivable from there. It's just beyond disrespect. It's this bad. This is a movie where you feel bad after watching it and during it. It just doesn't feel good. But anyway, Christopher Robin and his wife come to the woods to find them, and you get this horrible dialogue and acting. The whole movie is really badly. It's really badly. You name it, directing, Ryan, everything is awful. Then they come across Piglet, and Piglet kills and strangles the Christopher Robin's wife. And then Christopher Robin runs with this horrible acting, saying, "Oh no, I think there's something wrong with Piglet. He just killed my wife." He's saying this to Winnie the Pooh appears at this scene, and then it just cuts to there, and then we get these random girls who go to a place to stay, and then they come across Winnie the Pooh, and then they come across Christopher Robin later on. So it's pretty much just Winnie the Pooh killing loads of people and torturing Christopher Robin. It's so awful. Just saying it and thinking about it just makes it so bad. Just the whole bit of Piglet killing the wife and it's horribly edited and directed, and just every storyline. There is no storyline apart from absolute doggers. It's that bad. But there's this one bit where Winnie the Pooh gets one of the girls, and before he kills her, the first thing he does when he sees her, this was a really weird choice. This totally comes out of nowhere. It's super weird. I don't know why they made this choice, but yeah, again, you could say, why did they make this movie? So Winnie the Pooh just out of nowhere rips the shirt off of this girl he's about to kill, and she's like full naked. She's got boobs out, everything, and I'm like, what? What the hell? He's trying to hunt this girl down, and then he just rips her shirt off, and bam, she's naked. It's super weird choice. I don't know what they were going for there. And another really, this was one of those scenes that it's like you could turn it off after this one, but Winnie the Pooh gets the hair of Christopher Robin's dead wife and starts whipping Christopher Robin with the hair. Yeah. So, first of all, the hair is like full on like whipping like blood, like bad. It's a very violent movie, but with how like bad it is, you can't even take it like seriously or deep. Like you can just say, this crap is not real because the movie is so bad. How can I take anything serious when it's a very serious and violent movie? At least that's what it tries to be. But the hair is no chance strong enough to, obviously, that an actual whip that's gonna get whips on Christopher Robin. So already that doesn't make sense. And it's just dumb as just that whole scene was so stupid. This is like one of those movies where all the characters are completely stupid. There's this one bit where one of the girls is in like a hot tub outside the place they're staying at, and she's taking like selfies of herself. And one photo, she sees Winnie the Pooh behind her, and she's like, oh. And then she gets up and starts looking around, say, hey, where are you? And what does she do? The best idea you could possibly do when you see Winnie the Pooh behind you, or at least a guy wearing a Winnie the Pooh mask, because that's pretty much what it is. So she lays back down in the hot tub, closes her eyes, acting like nothing has happened. And then next minute, she gets killed by Pooh and Piglet. And it's really like unnecessary, messed up deaths. Like they literally grab her and put her on the road and then run her over. It's so horrible but so awful. Like awful as in, it's just like badly made. The characters are dumb. The whole everything is just stupid. It's just horrendous. And yeah, it really doesn't get worse than this, really. I mean, I think just the fact that they look like this, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, they just look like this because they probably couldn't afford CGI versions of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. Just nothing in this movie works at all. It's just horrendous in every way. And they only have pretty much the only reason that they killed the other characters, like Tigger and Eeyore and everyone like that. To be fair, actually, that whole scene that I just mentioned with the hair, knowing how dumb this movie was, it was probably Eeyore's tail that he was doing that, not the wife's hair. And I'm just being silly and I got those completely messed up. I probably did, you know. That is how dumb this movie is. I think, yeah, thinking about it now, I think I realised that it probably is Eeyore's tail, you know. That, like, it's not the wife's hair, it's probably Eeyore's tail. I think it is now, thinking about it, which makes it even worse. It could be, I don't know. I don't care. This movie is just as bad as it gets anyway, so not that it matters. But pretty much all the other characters are not here, so they could save some budget. But it really is like, yeah, as bad as you can imagine. I'm obviously going to give this movie a 0.5 star out of 5. Did you really expect anything more? I really think it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. I think just those scenes that I explained. Don't watch all of this. Don't watch this at all. Yeah, just don't. Because it really is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. And if this isn't the worst movie of 2023, that's quite worrying. I don't think it will be. I don't think it gets worse than this. I'd put it top 15 worst movies I've ever seen. It really is that bad. It's horrible. And yeah, that's about it. See ya.